The book of Psalms, chapter 73, verse 17. Until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh, then understood I their end. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terrors. Kahaloyim la Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, or Chahakadash. Double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us the truth, that rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect and to the 1/3 men, women, and children of Israel, and to the Israelite foreigners who has the appearance of the heathens, but their lineage, their seed lines from their fathers goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. Mr. Brother Hawashai Abadia, GMS Chicago, and I want to title this Esau Terrors will turn into Jacob's trouble. All right, Esau terrors will turn into Jacob's trouble. All right, you read this Psalm 73, it goes into the wicked. All right, who's that seed of the wicked? The Edomites, self-proclaimed white people. Right, it tells you that in Malachi 1, Malachi chapter 1, verse 1 through 4. All right, the borders of Edom. All right, and Job 9 and 24 tells us that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Cover the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right, and we know who's the world police. All right, when you growing up, they used to say refer him to as the man. Everybody know who's the man. All right, and it's a man that looks like this right here in this pic. All right, the man that has stewardship over the entire earth, man. The world police. Right, and their headquarters is America, aka Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon. All right, and once you know that you're Jacob, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans and speckled birds, you know who Esau is. All right, and you learn that why you have no might in your hand, you have no power according to the curses of Deuteronomy 28. All right, which those people in Israel, they're not the holy people. They're not under those curses. They're the head. All right, and we're the tail. And they boastfully tell you that. But now, since the scriptures, we can link the scriptures with them ruling, all right, having stewardship of the earth, and us being at the bottom of the pile, the bottom of all the other 17 nations. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, hey, we'll take that now. We'll be that reproach. Because why? It reinforces the scriptures, all right, that we are those bywords, all right? And right now, this devil, he's being revealed through the prophecies, and now he feels like an animal being backed into a corner. And what happens when you back an animal into a corner? Mostly what they say, a raccoon. Hey, they're going to come out fighting in a blaze, man. All right, you're in a dangerous situation when you back an animal into a corner. And Esau is likened to, he's a brute beast. This is why the world has the spirit that it has. All right, and you're likened to a beast when you don't have the law, statutes, and commandments. Just look at this place, how it's ran. Totally contrary to the Bible, man. Yet, they presidents swear their hand in on it. All right, it's the best-selling book in their kingdom. And no one follows it except the elect, to the best of their ability, right? And 2/3 of our people that spiritually invested into this wicked, evil system, all right, a satanic kingdom, all right. And the reason why I'm bringing this out, I'm looking through comment sections, and you can just see the perpetual hatred that these so-called white people have for you Israelites, man. They hate you with a disdainment, man. Here it is. They raised $700,000 for that woman that used that byword on that Jake, man. All right, and you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you don't know you have enemies, man. Okay, now the fact that you know you have enemies, does that mean you attack them physically? No, man. All right, our weapons are carnal, and this is why you have the mindset of it's okay to be white. This is why he cried bitterly when Jacob got the blessing. All right, because what? He got the temporary blessing. We got the eternal blessing. All right, through the new covenant, which we're not in. Okay, so hey, he's trying to get at us, Jakes, via the New World Order, All right, through the microchip, the Revelation 13:16. So, Salakia for the Rambler just had to get all of that out to bring out these precepts. I'm going to read this again. Psalm 73 and 17. This is a beautiful chapter, starting from the top, showing you the characteristics of the of this devil, man. All right, devil means deceiver. Satan means adversary of righteousness, which is how this world operates. Until I went into the sanctuary of Yahweh, then understood I therein. Okay, you just knew that, hey, the so-called white men, they're just winning. The other nations, they're just winning. The Psalms 83 posse. It seems as if they're just winning in society, and we can't get a break in any way, right? But now, surely thou didst set them up, set them in slippery places. Thou cast them down into destruction. Their kingdom is unraveling as we speak, man. All right, just look at the moral compass of the earth. All right, the people are just all backwards. All right, everything is backwards. It says, how art thou brought into desolation as in a moment? And what does that remind you of? Job 20, when he's about to fill his belly. All right, it says the triumphant of the wicked is but for a moment. All right, and we're coming to the end. In those comments, if you want to hear Edomites crying about their precious, beautiful, fabulous 50s America back in the day, just go to a comment section of a timepiece from the 50s, all right, or the 60s, how the way things were. All right, Beth Midler singing memories. All right, happy days are gone, man. It says they are utterly consumed with terrors, and you know they're walking past these camps wondering, hey, is it true what they're saying? They laugh at first, okay, first they ignored us, then they laughed at us. Hey, now they're going to come out swinging, man. All right, let's grab 2 Thessalonians 2, and I'll start at 6. It says, and now ye know that what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. How is he being revealed? Through the prophecies, his characteristics. All right, the red Hebrew Edomites, man, they're the red people. They're not white. That white is a social construct. Black is a social construct. Okay, it says here, for the mystery of iniquity do already work. Only he who now will let until he be taken out the way. And the Lord is getting ready to take him out the way. The Lord set up kings and he put down another, man, roughly paraphrasing. It says, and then shall that wicked, I told you who the wicked was, right, be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, which is the prophets. All right, Luke 1:70 tells you that the Lord speak through his prophets, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Yahweh Shai, who you people ignorantly call Jesus, coming back to destroy this wicked, evil kingdom, man. All right, he's coming with a sword. Verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. All right, that lets you know that's a man, that's a nation of people that's going to do the bidding of Satan. Now, granted, our people do wickedness too, and we tell them that they're going to be destroyed also. Hey, Zechariah 13:8, 2/3 of our people, right? It says, with all power and signs and lying wonders. All right, his what? Technocracy. All right, Fourth Industrial Revolution. All right, Klaus Schwab. What do you call them again? The WEF, World Economic Forum, right? It says, with all this AI stuff, all this is a snare. You gotta remember, AI means artificial intelligence. This man is trying to set up a pseudo kingdom, man, but Babylon can't be healed, man. America it's going down the toilet. It says, yeah, that's it on that I want to grab. Okay, now let's grab the book of Genesis, going back to the perpetual hatred that Cain had for Abel. And we know that Cain was reincarnated into Esau. It's that same spirit, okay? The exact same spirit. The children of the wicked, man. Let's grab Genesis 4:9. It says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? Cain slew Abel, right? In the verse up. It says, and he said, I know not, am I thy brother? Am I my brother's keeper? Okay, and Esau don't care about nobody but himself, man. He don't even care about his own people. This is where you get whistleblowers from. Psalm 64:8, their tongue shall fall upon themselves. All right? It says, and he said, what hast thou done? voice of thy brother's blood cry unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth. All right. Hey, what that remind you of the reggae song, Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm going to chase you out of earth. Okay. And Lucifer just means light bearer. They're the light bearer on the left-hand side. The Illuminati. All right. Shadow government. All right. Banking elites. All those titles. All right. It goes back to the wicked, man. It says, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hands. Okay. It says, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. The earth is mourning, man. The earth is out of order because of this man's rulership. All right. Just destroying the earth with this industrial plants and all that. Third industrial revolution. Right. This is the point. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. All right. So now he's being exposed. It says, and Cain said unto me, I said unto the Lord Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. All right, this is when the Lord stripped his pigment off of him, man, just like he did Miriam. Okay, and this is the mark that was put on him. Okay, it says, behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid. And I shall be a fugitive. Hey, what they tell you when a fugitive is on the loose? He's very dangerous, man. Okay? Take heed of him. It says here, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond of the earth, in the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And this is what he's feeling in the spirit, man. All right? Hey, Obadiah tells us that, matter of fact, let's grab that, because Obadiah gives you the full perspective on Edom, man, and that's what it tells you about. It says, I started one. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power concerning who? Edom, self-proclaimed white people. All right. It says also, hey, don't get it twisted. You have other nations that look like you have people that look like the other nations, but their sea line goes back to Edom. All right, and vice versa with all the other lineage of the 17 other nations, man. All right, you have so-called Chinese-looking Edomites. You have so-called Negro-looking Edomites. Yes. All right, so forth and so on of the 17 other nations. It's all about the spirit. All right, Romans 8 and 16 tell you the spirit bear witness. Right. So we talking about all Edomites. This is just not a color thing, man. All right, it's about the lineage of Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. The pride of thy heart that have deceived thee. Thou that dwell in the cleft of the rock. All right, Caucasus Mountains. That's why they call themselves Caucasians, man. Whose habitation is high. All right. The space stations, they love to build their skyscrapers to the clouds, right? Proud. It says, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. All right, he that will not till he take out the way, like I read in Thessalonians, man, 2 Thessalonians. All right, so these are the Edomites, man, and they're here today. They're not gone away. And hey, the Lord is getting ready to allow Esau, Edom, whose blessing was the sword, to destroy you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who don't want to repent, man. And we can't wait. All right, because you all are wicked. All right, and all you do is forward this man's kingdom. Ezekiel 21 and 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. Okay, what does that mean? Genesis chapter 27, verse 39 tells you that Esau, Edom got the blessing. All right. And his blessing was the fatness of the earth and the sword. Okay. Roughly paraphrasing, it said it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contempt the rod of my son as every tree. It says, and he have given it to be furbished that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened. Salakia. Alrighty. Salakia. And it says here, this sword is sharpened. Okay, sword goes into his military, his pen signing legislation. Okay, wicked laws. All right, hey, and the last sword that's going to destroy him will be those nuclear weapons. You notice they all look like a sword. Oh, the sword is also his tongue. All right. It says, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. All right, and who's that slayer? Esau, Edom. He is coming for you Israelites. Jacob's trouble, man. You think he's going to just hand over his kingdom to you? Fuck no. Let's grab Revelation 12. So, hey, this is a spiritual war, and now, hey, we're throwing spiritual haymakers with this truth through what? Prophecies, man. All right? He don't care about gang banging, Debo looking Negroes, man. Or Israelites. All right? He don't care about how you can't outmatch him gun for gun. Right? Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time of rulership, man. All right, jump down to 17, and that dragon represents that old ancient Roman Empire, man. Now America is that revival of the Roman Empire through what? The Renaissance, man. Okay, it says here, and Renaissance means rebirth. That's when they came out of the caves. All right, the Caucasus Mountains. That's when they were reborn. All right, and this is Alexander, the so-called Great, right? And they've been in like a 500 and some odd years of ruling, man. All right, and now this is the end of it. It says, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. That woman represents the church, okay? The elect, all right? It says, and went to make war with who? The remnant of her seed, all right? Takes you back to Genesis 3, all right? Where it says, matter of fact, let me get it. Let's prove it. All things. Salakia. Yeah, this is the serpent. I started 14. It says, and the Lord Yahweh power said unto the serpent, all right, because that serpent was a man, right? That had it was a melanated man, right? That had that wicked spirit that Esau, Edom has this day. Same one that Cain has, all right? All right, the spiritual demon Satan, he works through human flesh, man. All right. It says, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle. See? Just like how Cain was, and just like how Esau, the Lord said, I hated Esau, right? The Edomites. And above every beast of the field upon thy belly shalt thou go, and thus shalt thou eat, which is confusion, man. Okay? Lo, a base man, right? All the days of thy life, and I will put enmity, which is hate, between thee, right, the serpent, and the woman, all right? And Eve represents the church, man. And between thy seed and her seed, and it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Okay? So once again, Revelation 12 and 17, it says, and the dragon, all right, that old serpent, like it says in this chapter, in verse 9, was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh. Hold on. I thought this was the country of Christian values, man. The forefathers were Christians, all right? We're trying to keep the commandments. That lets you know trying to keep the commandments to the best of your ability means you're going to be made a prey of, man. All right? Of Yahweh, and have the testimony of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Now you see why those Roman centurions put the Lord on the cross and crucified him, man. And that's what they want to do to us for preaching this word, man. All right? We're not doing anything wrong. Don't be ashamed of preaching the gospel, man. And let's grab this real quick because they know their time is coming to an end. Let's grab this. Second Esdras 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting of the times? All right. Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. When you go into that word world, in the Greek it means eon, which is an age. All right, the end of this sinful, evil age, man. Right? And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right, which is the kingdom of heaven that will be on earth, according to the Lord's prayer. Right? Now let's grab 2 Esdras 16 and 70. As we said, he's not going to give up his kingdom easily like that whatsoever. Right? Verse 2 Esdras 16 and 70. I'm ended off with this. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord Yahweh. Right? So you preaching these words, this is hate speech. All right, and the Lord is getting ready to take this truth away from off the internet. All right, this is going to be called T-speech, if you know what I mean. It says, and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord Yahweh. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Why would that be happening to the Lord's people? Hey, the scripture says that through much tribulation we went to enter into the kingdom of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right, you're not going to hop, skip, and jump into the kingdom holding hands with lollipops and cotton candy, right? It says, but the Lord is going to put a beautiful spirit on us to endure all of that. And you have to pray for that every day. Verse 72, it says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. That's why the scripture say, they love not their lives to the end. All right. You can't sit here and just be spiritually invested into carnality and the things of Babylon, man. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Okay, it says, oh, hear, O ye my beloved, say the Lord Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand. All right, which this is what churches, they don't like to preach this, man. All right, your money walks out, all the tithe and money walks out the door when you read that. It says, but I will deliver you from the same, which means you need faith, that faith of Abraham. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. All right, so this man is backed into a corner. He's being terrorized in their dreams when they see us on the highways and byways all over the internet. Hey, this man is getting ready to be a Tasmanian devil on you Israelites. So with that, I pray it was edifying. Barakateh Yahweh, Barakateh Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, Shalom.